I'm gonna say flat out, we are probably headed towards Mitsuki's, I don't want to say complete self-destruction, but until he figures out the truth of what's really going on, Mitsuki's not gonna have a good time in Two Blue Vortex. And what I mean by that is, he has to look at things from, because remember, let's take a step back. What was the origin and the essence of Mitsuki as a character? We can't only look at it from a story point of view, we got to look at it from the meaning and the messaging behind things. Remember, his creator, his father, the main reason for Mitsuki is he wanted to make essentially a balance. He wanted Mitsuki to be the moon to Boruto's sun. He wanted to balance things out. If Mitsuki is running around right now trying to be the moon to Kawaki's sunshine, Kawaki's not a sunshine. Kawaki is another moon. That's literally like he's trying to be the moon to the moon, and I don't know if you're going to have two moons. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's Two Blue Vortex, sure, but he can't be the moon to a moon. I hope you're understanding the depths of what I'm trying to say here. It's like he's being the darkness to more darkness, and that's going to cancel each other out, and that'll lead to Mitsuki's self-destruction. Mitsuki needs that sunshine, that light that Boruto encompasses in order to balance him out. Without that, he's headed towards self-destruction. Imagine if Mitsuki goes on a full-on rampage and he gets into an all-out war or a brawl with Boruto and potentially hurts him, and then finds out what he did and that Boruto is actually the one that he really cares about to begin with. What'll happen to his mind state and his psyche? Think about it. He's like that old song, you're headed towards self-destruction, you're headed to self-destruction. That's what's going to happen with Mitsuki if he doesn't recognize before going on the absolute attack on Boruto, which he's kind of already showcased that that's where his mind state is at right now. That's where his mentality is at, that, yeah, no, I'm going after him, homie. Like, you did too much. He can't go at Boruto without completely losing it. And it's kind of already been hinted to a certain degree that Mitsuki, his lifespan might not be the longest. Not only the fact that he's a clone, he's not a true creation, so to speak, I guess you would say, or whatnot, even though Orochimaru is a mad scientist and understands how to create things pretty freaking well. So I'd imagine if Mitsuki just lived his life normally, things would be fine. But if he goes on the onslaught, on the fact that he's already unbalanced, right? Like, you gotta think, 3 years of Mitsuki left to his own devices with a Kawaki that doesn't care like the way Boruto would care to explain things, or he's gonna be kind of cold, and you know, Kawaki's just like, leave me alone. You know what I mean? Kawaki's like, leave me alone, I don't care. That's the type of energy that Kawaki exudes. He's not Boruto. So what has happened, you got to imagine, to Mitsuki as a character, his soul, his spirit, everything about him in the last 3 years of not having the sunlight. It's like, literally, imagine being in darkness. Mitsuki's moon is going to reflect Kawaki's darkness. Facts, which that's going to just be even more darkness. But again, what happens when he realizes that what he's trying to, I guess, be reflective of, and what he's trying to kind of have a mirror of, is sunshine and not that? And if he actually manages to hurt Boruto, because again, we don't know, like, I haven't looked at the spoilers like that. I don't know what the levels of and the limits of Boruto's powers are now. We know that Mitsuki at an early age was able to use Sage Mode. He had limits. He could only use it for so long without, like, he could kind of die and whatnot. But in 3 years, if he's learned to master Sage Mode where it doesn't shorten his lifespan and he's able to stay in it and it's a lot stronger or whatnot, Boruto's going to have a long day. Boruto, no matter what, whether he has that eye capability, the new ocular power or whatnot, he's gonna have a long day against a powered up, very angry Sage Mode Mitsuki, aka a clone of one of the most dangerous and notorious shinobi of all time, Orochimaru. You know what I'm saying? So we got an issue right there as well. But it's gonna be a tragic thing that I feel like they're hinting that out of everybody, like, Boruto's not gonna die. Like, let's be clear about certain things. Sarada never dying. Boruto not dying. Kawaki, if it did happen to be towards the end, I don't see it happening. I think that it's setting up that he's already had so much tragedy. He was abused as a kid, all sorts of stuff. They're not going to at the end. I think if any of these characters are on the chopping block for that, it might be a Mitsuki. It might be Mitsuki, especially. It'll reflect from internally the destruction that he will be facing, because if he attacks Boruto and hurts him, once the cat is out the bag, you know, the genie's out the bottle, so to speak, he's gonna lose it. And then that's when he'll lose himself. And it might have even been foreshadowed. I don't know how many people I've seen. Again, I know Boruto's had a lot of filler, but there was that filler arc, or anime original, whatever. All right, if you're watching this, you win. Anime original, okay? Semantics. there was that arc where Mitsuki kind of went rogue for a bit and left the village, and he was riding with some people for a while, and he kind of lost himself. That could have been the anime foreshadowing something that was inevitable to happen, that if Mitsuki finds out the truth, he might not be able to accept himself. He might actually leave the leaf on his own accord as well, maybe either head back to Orochimaru to seek answers, like, yo, this is my parent, I need to figure out what's going on with me, I need some. So that'll probably be one of the reintroductions to Orochimaru after Mitsuki and Boruto have their inevitable clash. Because let's keep it real, Mitsuki and Boruto, they're going to clash at some given point. I don't know when, I don't know how, it could be this chapter, it could be the next, but definitely before Boruto goes on his 2 blue vortex hopping mission that I believe is what's going to be the case for Boruto moving forward. Once this squabble in Konoha finishes up, it's going to be problematic for Mitsuki. I feel like, unfortunately, Mitsuki doesn't look like he was set forth because, again, even with his parent, like, I think that that's the duality of the character as well, and the messaging that needs to be treaded very lightly, because I don't want the message to come across as because he's Orochimaru's son, because he's the clone of Orochimaru, that he's destined for darkness and tragedy. I don't like that messaging. So if there is going to be something bad that happens to him or whatnot, I want it to be that maybe more along the lines of like an Obito type of situation. But even then, I question, like, how far will they allow any of this to go? Like, I know they said that the previous generation, Kishimoto said many years ago, I have the video, go check my channel, the Forever World channel, where Kishimoto said, no, previous generation, like Naruto cast characters, they're on the chopping block. Anybody can go. It's you know, no holds bars, so to speak. So that's a possibility of anybody. I mean, we saw the Tsuchikage pass, we saw Kurama's gone, Sasuke's lost a freaking eye. Like, there's a lot of different things that's happened. I'm not 100% sold that they will allow the young kids, regardless if it's V-Jump or whatnot, to, you know, completely pass. I don't know if that would be the case. I could see that maybe Mitsuki is literally, like, you know, he uses Sage Mode too much, and let's not forget that there's something in the wings that could very well be the case to save Mitsuki's life if it did come to pass. If, let's just say, he, in a battle against Boruto, he uses Sage Mode so much that he's on death's door, let's not forget that there's the old Mitsuki clone that might be able to do some Granny Chiyo type of deal. Because, again, I'm not completely convinced that the editorial staff, Kishimoto and them, will allow for the younger cast to pass. Again, the older ones, they've said it, they've shown it, they can go. The kids, though, you always got to keep in mind that this is shonen, and this is a shonen spin-off of one of the most popular series of all time, so they know and they understand the responsibility they have to all demographics. So part of me is like, even if it gets to the point of like, nah, Mitsuki looks like he's about to go, I think that that clone being around would ultimately save his life. But again, only time will tell, and a battle against, you know, between Boruto and Mitsuki is going to be, it's going to be crazy, fam, because first of all, I think that if we do get into a battle of that, it has to happen, I don't know, maybe it won't happen right now. Now that I think of it, maybe Boruto will have to meet him at another time. It might not be in Konoha. It might be that Mitsuki starts chasing after Boruto. Think of it like this: like Boruto, after this squabble and whatnot, goes into another dimension and dimension hopping. Mitsuki, with this anger and rage that he has towards him, believing that he killed the Hokage and believing that Kawaki is a sunshine, not Boruto, he might chase after him. So it might not even happen right now per se, but if he chases after him in the long haul, that's when the battle might go down. You're right. I get a feeling we're going to get a Jiraiya type death that moves the plot into a crazy direction. I hope not. I don't want, like, because again, I'm very much so on board with, I'm going to continue to stand on it, that you don't need death to move the plot. And we've already had a major death, however you want to look at it, in Boruto with Kurama. That was a major one. Naruto's been sent to another dimension, likewise with Hinata. Like, a lot of really horrible stuff has happened, and if you want to balance the story out, you kind of got to have some good happen as well. Like, we don't even know where the hell Sasuke is right now. That's another question. I'm still like, I don't know if this next chapter is going to showcase it or not. What happened with Sasuke, and where does he play into this whole situation of Boruto's return to Konoha? Is he behind them? Did he hang it all up? Maybe, again, that's what's ultimately going to tie inevitably back into the whole situation of what Kawaki said of, you know, the end of the Shinobi era. If Sasuke hung up his Shinobi status, so to speak, that's one less key player in the world and one of the strongest Shinobi at that's gone. Which I've said before and I'll say it again, I don't doubt it at all. Sasuke might be disgusted with life right now, to be honest with you. His best friend is gone. His best friend that went through 700 chapters of trying to turn things around for him, ultimately he kind of besmirched his name, so to speak, by going against Konoha. All of Konoha is hunting him down too. So Sasuke might have very well either retired, or just because he's not, like, maybe he might have retired as a shinobi, but he still wants to help out Boruto, and inevitably, I'd imagine, see his daughter and his wife again someday. Poor Sakura. Sakura took the ultimate stray because of the plot of Boruto. Because every time, you know, she was probably feeling like, yes, he's coming more and more back to the village. He's going to be here finally. And then Sasuke's like, nah, dog, I'm about to go. You know what I'm saying? Our daughter wanted me to help out her classmates, so that's what I'm going to do, homie, you dig? And left her out. So Sakura takes the stray from Sasuke's maneuvering of leaving the village. Sasuke is Boruto's sword theory. I hope it's not like he's literally, like, I hope if it is, it's just like that, a plan that they have. But that would feel like such a far-fetched type of, like, if you really think about it, like, so what, Boruto's been walking all this time from wherever the hell he was, you know, 3 years in training or whatnot, but he's been walking from wherever he was with Sasuke at his hip the entire time. Like, I get in the middle of battle, like, strategizing and stuff like that. Naruto's done some classic stuff of turning into an object and being tossed and whatnot, turning into shuriken, kunai, whatever the case may be. But I don't know how I'd feel about that in this scenario. Like, a part of me feels like, what type of glorious return would that be for Sasuke? Like, yo, dog, I'm a sword! You know what I mean? I don't know. Like, it's an interesting theory, and I like it. And as far as surprise factor goes, that'd be crazy. But I just don't know how to feel in terms of, like, the glory of Sasuke's return, being like, yo, dog, I was our homie's hip all along. You know what I'm saying? I wonder what his chakra is like nowadays without, because they haven't really showcased too much of Sasuke post Rinnegan. So I wonder what he's capable of nowadays without the Rinnegan. They really done everything they possibly could to send Sasuke to go get groceries in the store, a la Saitama One Punch Man. Like, they've done everything they possibly could to, you know, they depowered Naruto and Sasuke. They sent Naruto to another dimension. They write out that Sasuke's somewhere else when shit is going down. Like, they do everything possible to nerf and remove our guys to allow Boruto, Kawaki, and the rest of the crew to have spotlight. And then they just ignore the other ones. Like, where's Kakashi, the 6th Hokage, that he should very well be a part of everything now, considering Naruto is gone, you know, his precious student, the bells, all of that. Like, I get it. He's kind of in retirement, reading his little dirty magazines or whatnot on some Roshi stuff. But come on, bro. The same way Hiruzen stepped up, you telling me right now, if anything, the advisor to Shikamaru should be Kakashi. If he didn't step up and become Hokage again, at the very least, he should be standing right by Shikamaru and guiding him into being a Hokage or whatnot, not Konohamaru. You know what I'm saying? Boruto, if he has the Jagan at this point, or even with Karma, I'd imagine Karma, considering, look, that's how Kawaki was able to send Naruto and Hinata away, his Karma should be more than enough for him to jump and teleport different places or whatnot. And especially depending on what happens with Code, because that's a whole other mystery for another day, to be honest with you, of what the hell happened 2 years ago between Boruto, Code, and them. Who are you excited to see besides Sasuke? That's a great question. Besides Sasuke, well, of course, inevitably, the return of Naruto and Hinata at some given point. I think that it's going to be so fly if they pair up Boruto going on this adventure with Sarada and his little sister Himawari. I think that that would be perfect. I've always said that I feel like Himawari is, and I'll still stand on it, I don't care if I sound repetitive, she's Gohan. She is literally the Gohan of the series. It feels like they don't appreciate enough, I'm gonna keep it real, they don't appreciate enough some of the female casts that they have that are so strong, not only in strength-wise, but quality-wise characters that can be utilized for the Boruto story. Like, Sarada, easily one of the most interesting of Team 7 out of the three of them. Like, Mitsuki's Mitsuki, you know, weird, whatever. Boruto, he got a lot more interesting as the series progressed, but early on he wasn't that interesting. Sarada was interesting from jump. Himawari, from the day Naruto became Hokage OVA chapter, she was, wow. So she goes nuts and gets super ultra mega strong. Very interesting. Like, they could have literally had a manga in and of himself, those two alone, and like, yo, it would have been great. So I guess I want to see more of, like, okay, if they team up or whatnot, if they go on a journey, that would be fire. Himawari losing it and Boruto having, like, they both kind of would be losing it if you think about it. Like, you got Momoshiki on one hand that's kind of tugging at Boruto at every turn of like, yo, dog, let me take control, you know what I'm saying? Then you got another hand, Himawari's just a complete nut, so that when shit goes bad, she's going to just let loose on everybody. It would be fire. I hope that that's the case. So Himawari, I feel like they definitely should utilize at least one or two of the new gen characters for some important roles. Like we've seen Team 10 last chapter or whatnot, but like really utilize them. Don't just have Sheikah die to put a bomb around his neck for Amado to look like a psycho or whatnot. Like utilize one or two of them, not Iwabe and Denki in the anime. Please get them out of here. Like I wouldn't be mad if the anime comes back and explains that, oh, they got transferred out of Konoha and they're gone. Please, I'd be fine with that. You know what I mean? But like Chocho, make Chocho epic. I'm sad that in the time skip anime, in the time skip return, she's still like, she just feels like she's the same character. It hasn't shown any growth. Granted, let him cook, you never know, but Chocho would have been great. I don't really care for Inojin. Either way, I'm always going to stand on Inojin. Looks like a Shinobi Striker created character. I'm sorry. Metal Lee would be so fire. People loved Rock Lee. Give us Metal Lee and make Metal Lee do everything that we wanted Rock Lee to do that Kishimoto never allowed Rock Lee to do. All the epic battles, all of that stuff, let him overcome the anxiety and everything. That would be a great pairing. You know what I'm saying? Like if we're going to have, let's just say, Boruto on a 2 Blue Vortex journey, and let's just say they're going to have an extra team with him. It's not only going to be Boruto, Sarada, and Himawari. It'll be, which I know that's my cast pick or whatnot, but it'll also be with Metal Lee on the side as well. Give one extra character from the new gen. Have we seen Metal Lee yet since the time skip? I don't feel like in chapter 1 we've seen him yet. Give us Metal Lee as like an important character that he's getting over his anxiety. I think, honestly, just the anxiety aspect alone is something that's really relatable. From even a marketing standpoint, like if I was an editor at V Jump and I was overseeing this thing, I would be like, yo, that's one character that fans will love it because he's reminiscent of Rock Lee. He has something that is relatable to a lot of kids and people in general that would be reading this, of overcoming anxiety. And in general, it'll be a little bit of a wild card. And one more thing that people can no longer say about Boruto, be like, you know, they don't really do nothing with the new gen characters. Well, what about Metal Lee? That would be a perfect character to add to the roster to shake things up a bit, considering, you know, the old Team 7 is pretty much going to be Dunzo. Mitsuki's going to be probably just chasing after Boruto, trying to kill him for a while. Kawaki's no longer part of the fold. You know, they have that rivalry going on. Pair up, give Boruto, Metal Lee, and Sarada and Himawari 4 characters. You know what I'm saying? With Boruto basically being the leader, Sarada and Himawari and Metal Lee following his lead, and Sasuke every now and then running into them being like, yo, dog, I put down my headband, but I'll help you out for this one. Again, we got to find out what's going on with Sasuke. That's very important, though. I think we will see Kawaki fight. Well, I don't want to spoil of what is, because I've seen like little glimpse, again, little tiny drips of what's happening in the the latest chapter. Barely. So I don't even want to really get into it. But as far as fighting goes, I got to imagine that they're going to show him fighting at some given point on an extreme level. Like it's always been, you know, especially with Boruto, ever since Kawaki's introduction, Kawaki has been one of the characters that people have notoriously agreed has been carrying the series. So you got to imagine you're going to get a bunch of Kawaki regardless. Himawari getting One Tails could be cool, as One Tails took interest in Himawari. That would be dope. I'm still going to stand on, I would be fine with her getting Kurama. Even if Kurama, not on no Jinchuriki type of thing, if, you know, Kurama, she happens to run into him and he's like her little pet, that would be dope. Eventually having this giant Kurama as he grows would be fire. Or considering her and Boruto were born with the whiskers, meaning they might have some QB chakra in them to begin with, what if this is like some unprecedented thing where Boruto and Himawari have remnants of Kurama's chakra, maybe more so even stronger in Himawari, and Himawari is somewhat of a Jinchuriki by birth. That would be fire, having the Nine Tails. Because Himawari, she probably would be more along the lines of her father than Boruto. Again, Boruto's always been after trying to be like his sensei Sasuke. Himawari's more of a daddy's girl, so I'd rock with it heavy. And again, it would also explain away of the situation of what happened with Kurama. Like if a little baby Kurama shows up, okay, remember we told you early on that tail beasts never die. They you know, reincarnate and multiply. Well, not multiply, but tail beasts don't die. So I'd be all fine with however they do it. Like, bring back Kurama, dog. Come on, dog. Stop playing with us. Konohamaru needs stage. Konohamaru needs a prayer, homie. Konohamaru needs a prayer to be that epic. Like, I was really hoping that he was going to show up and be epic from the rip, and it doesn't seem like they're playing that at all. Like, they probably feel like they elevated him by just having him be Shikamaru's right-hand man. But if anything, I feel like it's a disrespect and disservice to his goal of, from early on, he said he was going to follow up Naruto. And if they would have made him epic as hell and intelligent and all that stuff in original Boruto, then he would have been perfect to be the next Hokage. But because they made him look like, you know, a joke and all of the horrible things that his character did, they can't do that. It wouldn't be realistic. So, and the time is now. The time is now as any if you're going to make Konohamaru look epic or have him have really, really hype moments. But it's looking very slim of what they want to do with Konohamaru. It looks like they want to just put him as, no, he's Shikamaru's right hand, and that's where it stands. Shame, shame, shame. Where is Sakura in all this? Crying that her husband won't return home, crying that Sasuke never gave. No, Sakura easily could be helping out. She's one of the strongest shinobi in Konoha. She could have literally been, I don't care what anybody says, it's facts, she could have literally been the Hokage. That's another topic at another time of where Shikamaru stands and where he ranks as a Hokage. I'm going to be doing more of these streams, like I told you guys, more of these streams where I'm just straight up talking one series. Like, I might have a full-on, next time I stream, because I'm almost done with the One Piece live action, I might have a full-on One Piece live action stream. And, you know, I tested out last week doing duo streams. I prefer much more to just stream over here and post the content over to Finette World. So no more duo streams. On top of that, I don't want to risk what we're building over here because I know Twitch's policies and stuff like that. So no duo streams. We will just strictly be doing the streams over here and upload whatever we upload to the Finette World YouTube channel. So just a heads up there. It's okay to rock out on the small stage. Eventually, it'll lead you to an even bigger stage than you were ever on, you know? You think Hidan is coming back? Nah. Didn't they have him like in a big filler arc? I want to say Hidan was like in a big, they had a big filler for him, so I doubt he'd return. And Kakashi, like I said, it feels, it's strange because they really, and I guess maybe just plans changed. You know what I'm saying? Plans changed. They did say at one point there was supposed to be a big Kakashi renaissance, and it never happened. It could happen at this point, but it really looks like they just want to ignore a lot of that stuff. Because in all actuality, it would be really hard to explain why nobody, where's Tsunade, where's Kakashi, why isn't anybody helping out in these situations? You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it, they're in retirement, but you could easily go and get some shinobi to seek them out. Say, yo, the Leaf really needs you. And Kakashi was shown in the anime at the very least that he's still around Konoha. He's not that hard to find. Orochimaru's still being creepy. But like I said earlier, Orochimaru is more than likely, his resurgence into the series is going to be when Mitsuki needs answers. When Mitsuki's mind is ratified to find out that Boruto's not the actual enemy, that he's the sunshine, that he's been reflecting another moon the entire time while he's the moon, Mitsuki's gonna go seeking answers from the only person that he really can get proper answers from, his creator, his father, his parent, Orochimaru. Max, you're asking a lot of questions I answered earlier. God damn it. Kashin Koji, I think it would be a great twist if Sarada was with Kashin Koji throughout these 3 years training. Like, if Sarada's trying to be like Naruto, her with Sage Mode would be so fitting. You know what I'm saying? God bless everybody. Stay safe. Peace in.
This is for my day one. This is for my day one.
I would like to thank each and every person that has taken time to listen and provide feedback for my new album that is out right now, The Rise of Tim Roosevelt. You can listen to it on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, pretty much anywhere you get your music. You can listen to it. Link in the description below so you could go check it out for yourself. Thank you so much, and let's keep on rocking out, you know?